All right, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and salutation to every brother preaching the truth throughout the four corners with truth and sincerity in their hearts. All right, it's the brother Shamari of the Indiana camp coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson is going to be about be not like the heathen. Be not like the heathen, because we had this recently had a holiday come up yesterday when it was Thanksgiving, and that's a heathen custom. And the Lord don't delight in anything of the heathens because, well, he doesn't delight any Israelite taking part in customs of the heathens. All right. Um like in the book of First Samuel, these idols have no breath. These idols have no these idols of the heathens, they have no life in them. They have no breath and no life. They need to be taken care of, furbished. They need to be refurbished all the time. That's why they're a false idol, because the Lord is life. He doesn't need to be taken care of. You don't need to create the Lord. The Lord created you. Idol, people worship. The word worship goes in to bow down, put it over you, put it above you, you exalt it. You know, uh, in the book of First Samuel, there's an account of after they took the Ark of the Covenant. After they took the Ark of the Covenant, they sat it in the room with their god Dagon, the god of the Philistines. After the Philistines took the Ark of the Covenant, um, they put the Ark of the Covenant inside a tomb with Dagon, their god, their false idol, and it's in First Samuel 5:4. All right, First Samuel chapter 5, verse 4. 5:4, 5:4. Con. All right, First Samuel chapter 5, verse 4. And when they arose early on the morrow morning, behold, Dagon was fallen upon his face to the ground. Shlakia. I'm gonna start at 5, just 5. First Samuel chapter 5, verse 1. And the Philistines took the ark of the Lord, ark of God, and brought it to uh, Ebenezer unto Ashdod. When the Philistines took the ark of God, they brought it unto the house of Dagon and set it by Dagon. All right, now Dagon was the false idol. All right, it says, and when they of Ashdod arose early on the morrow, behold, Dagon was fallen upon his face to the earth before the ark of the Lord. And they took Dagon and set him in his place. Again, they took him and set him in his place. Now, if he was a real God, why couldn't he just get up and because God means power. God in the Hebrew goes back to the word Alahayim, which means power. Why couldn't that power get up on his own and set himself back up on his own feet? Because why? He's not living. You have to take care of him. A false idol, Dagon, that God. It's only one God, and he's the God of Israel, and he has life. He doesn't need anybody to take care of him because he's the only one true power. All right. Verse 4. It says, and when they arose early on the morrow, behold, Dagon was fallen upon his face to the ground before the ark of the Lord. And the head of Dagon, both the palms of his hands, were cut off upon the threshold. Only the stump of Dagon was left to him. And who did that? The Lord did that. Because why? He's the only true power. And it says, therefore, neither the priests of Dagon nor any that come into Dagon's house tread on the threshold of Dagon to Ashdod unto this day. All right, because they were so afraid that they don't even walk in there. It says, but the hand of the Lord was heavy upon them of Ashdod, and he destroyed them and smote them with emerods, even Ashdod and the coast thereof. So even Ashdod and all the cities neighboring to Ashdod, all the Philistines. And when the men of Ashdod saw it was so, they said to the ark of God of Israel, shall not abide with us, for this hand is sore upon us and upon Dagon our God. So the Lord's hand is upon these idols, man. Like today, like he's not with Thanksgiving, he's not with Christmas, he's not with Halloween. All of these different feast days, these heathen custom feast days, goes back to another idol or another God, which we're not supposed to worship because we're Israelites. We're supposed to worship our God. Let the heathens be heathens, you know. But we're chosen priests, the chosen generation, you know. All right. And they sent before and gathered the Lord. Okay, that was it. Then they gathered the lords of the Philistines and sent the ark back to Israel with jewels. Excuse me. Sent the ark back to Israel with jewels, and you know. But that's how the story goes. But the gist of the point was be not like the heathen, because their power, their gods, Dagon, and that goes back to the Roman Catholic Church, because there's a name for the hat, but I don't know the name right now. I can look it up though. But there's a name for the hat that the priests wear. You know, the Roman Catholic Church. There's a name for that hat, and that hat goes back into the fish god, the Philistine fish god Dagon. All right, so you all into these different churches and doctrines, is other idols as well, man. Anything other than the sound doctrine, which is the correct breakdown of the true Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it's an idol. You know, it must needs be destroyed. Must needs be destroyed. You know. All right. Next scripture I'm gonna get is uh, Deuteronomy 4 and 6. Because uh, why do we have laws different from the heathen? Because the Lord wanted us to be different from the heathen. The Lord said, for Deuteronomy 7 and for 6, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thine God. The Lord thine God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So he was talking to the Israelites in Deuteronomy, you know. Moses was talking to the Israelites. He was speaking the words of the Lord to the Israelites. So it said, for thou art a holy people. Holy means separate, you know. Holy means sanctified, and sanctified means separate or to set apart. It says, y'all are a holy people unto the Lord thine God. The Lord thine God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. All right. And that was just a quick precept because I was passing by it. I was like, it was the spirit. All right, I'm going to get Deuteronomy 4, verse 6. All right, this is Deuteronomy 4 and 6. It says, keep therefore and do them for this. I'm going to start at 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord thine God commanded me, that ye should also do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. That was talking about the land of Israel back when it was under the custody of the Philistines or the Hamites. It says, not the Philistines, it was all kind of Hamites. Keep therefore and do them, which is what? The statutes and judgments. Statutes and commandments. It says, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. Excuse me. He said, for this is your wisdom, your understanding in the sight of the nations. So when they see our customs and our understanding and the knowledge that we have, that's above theirs. All right. And didn't it say in the book of Daniel that they said in the book of Daniel, I believe like the first chapter, last verse said, I get it. But it says, it goes on to say, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Why? Because we are not like the heathen. Be not like the heathen. Let me get that. It's because we have our own statutes and they have their own statutes. So we're not supposed to adopt their customs. You know, neither can they adopt ours because we're not heathens and they are not Israelites. You know, because I pass by it, but I'm gonna get it anyway. Psalms 147 and 19. Because we're not heathens, and the Lord gave us our customs for a reason. He wanted us to follow our customs. He didn't want other heathens to follow our customs. This is Psalms 147 and 19. He sendeth out his word and melted them, and caused the wind to blow and the waters to flow. He showeth his word unto Jacob, and his statutes and judgments unto Israel. He showeth his word unto Jacob. That means we the only people on the face of this earth that the Lord chose, like I just read in Deuteronomy 7 and 6. We're the only people that the Lord is dealing with, honestly. It says he showeth his word unto Jacob. Who are Jacob? The Israelites. It says, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. All right. I mean, the heathens can't be like us, and we can't be like the heathens. So why you see people going out celebrating all these different false holidays? All right. Next scripture, I'm going to Amos 5:18. I started 18, but the point is 21. All right. It says Amos 5:21. No, I'm gonna start at 20. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, no brightness in it? It says, I despise your feast days. I will not smell your solemn assemblies. Thou eat offer me burnt offerings, and your meat offerings I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of the fatlings of your fat beasts. Why? Why is that? Because it's not a custom of the Lord, you know, and it's given to the Lord. You slapping the Lord in his face when you do things like that, you know. He said, I will not smell your solemn assemblies, you know. You're solemnly serious, you know. Um, and what are some of those solemn assemblies? You know, you got Easter, you got Christmas, you know, Halloween. We got what other whatever other holiday this country celebrates, you know. Next, I'm gonna get Jeremiah 10. It's this way. Kind. This is particularly talking about pagan holiday Christmas because um, scripture say, "Be not like the heathen," you know, and particularly it was speaking about one pagan holiday, which today is called Christmas, you know, um, which means death of Christ, you know, mass meaning death, and Christ, you know, meaning the Lord. So Christmas, Mas going back to death, so it's death of Christ. Um, Jeremiah 10 verse 1. It says, the word, hear ye the word of the Lord, which speaketh Shlakia. I'm sorry, hold on. It says, hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. You know, back to what I just went to in Deuteronomy and Psalms 147. It says, hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Who's the house of Israel? Jacob. You know, only the Israelites. You know, the Lord specifically said, the words I speak unto you, Israel. It says, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. That means don't adopt their customs. You know, you have our own customs and our own laws. Don't adopt the laws of the heathens. And it says, learn not the way of the heathen and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at the signs of heaven. I know what are the signs of heaven. That's the different prophecies that the Lord gave. You know, that's going to come to pass in a lot of times. And, you know, it says the heathen are dismayed at the signs of heaven. Why is that? Because they don't understand. You know, they don't understand what's going to happen when these things happen. They have no understanding, and they didn't foresee them. You know, because they don't know the prophecy. It says, for the customs of the people are vain. You know, who are the people we're talking about? It's referring to the heathens. They're vain. Vain is empty. You know, or my Bible got a definition that says futile. All right. It says, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest and work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. All right. So basically, you cut a tree, and then it says back up top. It says, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest. It says for one. And this is just one of the customs of the vain. This is one of the vain customs of the heathens. It's just given one. All right. It says, for the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that move not. And what does that sound like? You know, like today in Christmas. That shock you. It's not like today's Christmas, you know. Because why? It said they deck it with silver and with gold. What is that? The ornaments they put on the tree. They fasten it with nails and with hammers and make it so that it move not. You put it up on a deck. You stand not a deck. You stand it up on the stand. You know, you push the screws in. All right, in verse 5, it says they are upright as the palm tree, standing up straight, but speak not. But they don't speak because why? It's vain, it's idle. You know, it's not moving, and it speaks not. I mean, it's dumb. When something doesn't make noise, that's the real definition of the word dumb. So it's a dumb idol. It says they speak not. They must needs be born. What does that word born mean? That word born goes back into you need to be taken care of. All right, or you need to born it, like when something is airborne, it's being moved. So you need to move it around and you need to take care of it. You need to bring it to life. You know, you need to born it. It says they speak not, they must needs be born because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also it is in them to do good. Because why? It's just a tree. You know, I mean, this is just specifically speaking about that one custom. All right. And it says, for as much there is none like unto thee, O Lord, thou art great, thy holy name is great in might. All right. And Malachi 1 and 14 says what? It says, for my name is dreadful among the heathen. You know, that's why the heathen's going to be dismayed. These prophecies that's going to come to pass. They're not going to have any understanding. You know. All right, but that's all I had for right now, and I hope this video is edifying to the elect and the elect only. And for now, I'm going to say shalom. Until next time.